All right, so I think actually most of the people here know me or have met me. I'm Michael Deanahan at HTML Global. I want to thank Vicky for giving us the opportunity to do this. Honestly, this is one of the topics we get the most questions on. I've given this presentation, not this specific one. This is actually focused on Google My Business, but we give presentations all the time. And one of the topics that we end up spending the majority of the time on is Google My Business. So just a short who HTML Global is. You can read about us right there, but all in all, we're an MSP, IT, providing IT services and web support. We work with businesses of all sizes, industries. We're focused mostly in the North Shore of Chicago, but we actually work across the country and actually internationally as well. We are a creative, thoughtful partner, and we have a team of experts. So we are not a one-man shop, but we kind of have people in all different fields that specialize in whatever we can provide. That's what our individual fields are: IT solutions, web design, and web support. The IT solutions are probably our main feature that we offer. The web design, we create probably anywhere between 15 to 20 different websites a year. And then with web support, that's a feature that most of the sites that we build, we end up supporting, or people who want like changes and things made to their site. Even if we didn't build them, we'll end up hosting them and supporting them moving forward. So Google My Business, that's what everyone's here for, right? I'm going to kind of jump in between because this is doing it this way. Gives me kind of a fun opportunity to actually show you live, like Google My Business, instead of just walking you through a PowerPoint. So I'm going to jump into Google My Business, kind of show you around, actually click on the buttons and everything instead of just individual bullet points. So this is what we'll cover today: how to create a Google My Business listing, take ownership of your business, drive customer engagement, make edits to photos, do's and don'ts of Google My Business, and how to grow your business with Google My Business. So how to create a business listing. A lot of businesses have a Google My Business listing and don't know it, or don't have one at all. If you don't have one at all, that's usually an indicator that you probably don't have a very big digital presence in the first place, because Google will actually make you a Google My Business if you just happen to have a website up, you kind of have some Yelp reviews and things like this. If you do not have a Google My Business listing, you need to go make one. So all you have to do is go to business.google.com and it will walk you through the steps. Here are the steps, and I'm going to actually walk you through it, and we're going to kind of do one together. But first, you enter your name of your business. Let me just add somebody. You entered the name of your business, and this is a lot of the things on here I know seem silly, but these are things that we get asked all the time when we're going through here. So trust me, it's on there for a reason, type of thing. So check this spelling of your business's name. I don't know how many times we've seen people where they've had a business listing up for 2 to 3 years and the name of their business is wrong. And it might not even be just the spelling, but they've changed the spelling of it over time, or they've merged or added a hyphen for branding or something like that, and that's why the spelling is incorrect. So just be sure. Choose a specific category. This helps people kind of know what your business is about. Sometimes we see businesses who they want to be very general, where there will just be like clothing or IT, where you want to kind of hone in on what you actually provide. So instead of just saying a gym, you might want to say physical therapy, and then you'll be able to add different labels and things later. So be specific about what you are. Choose a location. This is one that we get a lot of questions about, because if you have a location, great. If you're a brick and mortar shop, fantastic. If you're working from home, this can be, some people don't want to be putting their home address on their Google My Business. And in those circumstances, what we usually tell people to do is, there's shared office spaces where if you get a shared office space, you can get a mailbox and you can use that. Or there's some other places out there that'll allow you to use their location as the primary location on your business listing. So that's pretty helpful, because honestly, just having a location on there just adds a level of legitimacy to your business listing. Let's see, service area. This one gets a little tricky because it depends on your industry. Obviously, if you're, in the food service industry, if you're a caterer and you only are catering to people within a 10-mile radius, it doesn't matter. It matters a lot if you have it very specific to that one area. But obviously, oops, sorry, hang on one second. Dave, do you mind muting yourself? 1 second. There we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and mute you, Dave. So service area gets a little weird because sometimes we see businesses who want to provide services nationally, and who doesn't want to just, sell things across the country. But honestly, if you're a brick and mortar shop, and you're probably only servicing the local surrounding area, just make sure that you're not trying to go beyond your actual service area. And this is number 5. This should probably be bolded, but enter your contact details. I'm sure if you just start typing and looking around the web at different business listings for Google My Business, a lot of businesses just do not put all their contact details. And by that, I mean a phone number, email, and then maybe their website, things like that. There's also an area where it allows you to have a link, so you can actually link to your Contact Us page on your website. We'll go into detail with that later. And then not just have them on there, but make sure they're correct as well. Seriously, I mean, everybody Googles your business usually before, interacting with them for the first time. A lot of the times we see it is somebody's like, oh, I never get phone calls or anything like that. And then we check their business listing on Google and the phone number's wrong. Or their website doesn't actually go anywhere because it's going to a page that doesn't exist anymore. So double check your contact details. And then the second thing on there is, if you don't have a website, you need one. I do a whole other presentation on why you need a website. I think it used to be a lot harder to convince people why you need a website. Everybody, if you're a business, you need a website. That's just where we're at now. If you don't have a website, I mean, I think we have a client who he actually works with Google, AutoCAD, Boeing, some huge companies, right? He's a sole proprietor business, and he didn't have a website. And he went into another large business in DC, and they were like, can you show us your website? He just kind of stared on blankly. And he thinks that's the reason why, he couldn't close that contract. And honestly, yeah, it probably was. It adds a level of legitimacy to your business that you need. So right now, instead of just kind of going through more bullet points, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to show you where you're at. This is how you actually create a business on Google My Business. So all you have to go to is business.google.com. You need a Google account to do so. And like I said, the bullet points here, we just need to start typing in these things. So we're going to start off. I've been kind of messing around with different business names, so I think this is a good one. Start off with space Z, a little bit different than space X, right? So we'll go with that. That's our business name. Continue. What's our business category? Like I said, we're going to choose our category. We'll do aerospace. Actually, be one word. There we go. Aerospace company. Next. This is the one that gets a little weird. Do you want your location to show? Like I said, this is like, it gives you the option of yes or no. Honestly, choose yes, and then figure out, what you want the location to be later on. If you're working from home or something like that. Then type in your address. Again, choose the right address. I'm just going to use our office in Glenview as our location. Next. And then it's going to actually come up with different businesses that are in your location. This is where people get a little confused because they're like, somebody stole my address. Honestly, somebody might be, if you're in an office building, I've seen one where it was a high rise in Chicago, and it's a 60 floor building or whatever. And we were scrolling for 10 minutes to try to find their business listing on there. And just so happened it wasn't on there, but we're going to actually choose none of these because it's not there. This is what, if you serve businesses outside of your area. Again, this is a tough one because you choose it and then you go here, and then you can choose where you want to, the areas that you serve outside of your local area. This is one of those ones where, honestly, if you know your service area, great. If you don't know your service area, I would just leave it as the local one. Because if you're delivering things and things like that, it can get a little tricky because you don't want somebody contacting you who is, 3 states away expecting a delivery. So go like that. We'll just go with that. And then contact phone number, and then your website. We'll just do this. Never choose this option. This is like, I almost feel like this is a trick. If you're choosing this option, you should probably stop, go figure that out, and then come back and make your listing, and then get this free business website. This is actually pretty cool. I'm not really endorsing it right now, but Google will actually make you a very basic website if you don't have one, just from the contact details that you provide them. It's kind of neat. It's a cool feature that they're kind of coming up with, and they actually don't look that bad. They look pretty modern. They look kind of like a Squarespace site. So very templated but very clean lines and everything. So, and then that's it. That's honestly it. Yeah, it's just that easy. You hit finish, and at that point you will get the notification in your email, and then you kind of go into the verification process that can take up to 3 days. I'm gonna hold off on questions just till the end. We'll go back through everything if you guys don't mind at this point. So that's it. I mean, honestly, I've had people who have contacted us to create their business listing, and honestly, it almost takes as much time me gathering the information than them to just go here and do this, this quick little wizard to walk through. Just, attention to detail is really the biggest thing here. So we'll go down here. There we go. All right, so this is the other side of it. So if there is a listing for your business, and this can get a little weird because there's oftentimes a listing, but you may not have ownership of it. I've seen people kind of get a little worried because they're like, who created this? Why did they create this? Who has ownership of it? It gets a little scary because somebody could truly verify your business, and if there are safeguards and everything, but they could have taken ownership of your business. So in order for you to do so, go to your business listing on Google, click on own this business, and then verify. You'll get a text or postcard verification on it. Let me just show you that real quick before we move on. Vicky, I'm going to use the DBR because I know you guys are actually verified already, but I don't own the DBR Google My Business listing. But if say I wanted to claim it, I would click here on own this business. Click on own this business, and it takes me to here. And then I hit verify. And then depending on how the DBR has theirs set up, it's going to either it's going to send a text to whoever's the primary contact, and the text is great because of that's already been verified that there's a phone number on file with it and everything. But the one that gets people is the postcard. Now, I know this sounds strange that you think it sounds like spam. It really does. But Google will send you a physical postcard in the mail with a verification code on it. You type in that verification code because they're really making sure that your location is who is at that location is who's trying to claim this business and everything. Hopefully the person who is trying to claim your business, if they're not legitimate, they don't have access to your mailbox, right? But I don't know how many times we've had people throw away that postcard because it's literally just like a one-sheet postcard with a number on the back, and it says Google. It looks like spam. It looks like, junk mail. So don't throw away that postcard. Keep it if you're trying to verify your business. And then the other side of this, and this is where things can get a little tricky, you might need to talk to somebody about it, is if somebody has already claimed your business in some way, you may need to request access to your business. And if you do that, sometimes, somebody might have I've seen it where a library, somebody at a library set up the library's Google My Business. They were there like an intern or something for just a couple of months. They left. So they had ownership of the Google My Business page, but they hadn't been there for 2.5 years. So the new person that came in tried to take ownership of it, and they had no idea where it was going. Luckily enough, if in those type of circumstances, you can literally create the email address. If say you're Vicky at dbrchamber.com, you can recreate the old intern's email address and then have the verification sent to them. So there's ways around it, but that if somebody has access to it, you might want to call. That's usually when we get calls for like somebody's stolen my business, and we're like, okay, let's see what we can do there. So talk to somebody, try to figure out who might have had access or has taken access. But really, the verification process for ownership is pretty easy. Text or postcard. So this is the one where when we do our digital marketing training, we get a lot of questions about, and it gets a little confusing because people often think of Google My Business as, well, that's how people know where I am on Google Maps, or that's where they know my my phone number, something like that. But you can actually drive a lot more customer engagement to your location, website, whatever it is, by having a very detailed, laid out Google My Business page. The best example I can give of this is restaurants. Say you're type in Mexican food near me, and 400 results come up. You're going to most likely look through those results and find the one that has the most reviews, the most photos, has details about what you want, maybe has a link to their menu. It's that stuff that drives that customer engagement. Instead of going to the site where they have a restaurant that has no photos of their food, that has no photos of their interior of their location. Like, people don't like the unknown, right? You don't want to walk into a restaurant and have no idea what you're in for when, you order the number 2 on the menu. So it really helps to have those details and things to get people interested and drive them to the next step. Because the whole thing about this is, what do you want them to do? Similar to websites, everybody has an action you want the customer to take, right? You either want them to call you and place an order, come in and buy at your physical location, maybe order something online off of your website. Whatever it is, this is a great starting point for them to just get engaged. So again, I'm just kind of reiterating per going through this, is add the details about your business, add photos and videos. The photos and videos we'll go over a little bit later. I've kind of shown you the details, but we'll go into it a little bit more. And then create posts, and the posts are broken into offers, updates, and events. And I know it can get a little confusing because I've seen people confused about offers and updates. Offers are, hey, this thing is a little bit, you have a deal going on or something. While update is, hey, due to, COVID-19, our location is closed right now. You're providing information with the update, while the offer is truly a half off on this special type of thing. And then events, you can actually create calendar events and things like that. The next one I have on there is the download the Google My Business app. Regardless, I mean, if you are a business owner, just download the Google My Business app. It's by Google, so you don't have to question if this is legit. But also it allows you to change things on the fly. It allows you to respond to customer messages and reviews, my next bullet point on there. And it allows you to, this sounds silly because we do it constantly, but when you take a photo on your phone of something in your location or anything, you can upload the photo to your Google My Business right from the app. Why would, it just makes everything a lot simpler. And actually, let's go into here. So let's just go into some of those details that I just went over there. So details, here's business I created a couple days ago, space Y. And we're going to go over some of the details. So adding the hours, we're going to add it. You should add in the hours. It really is simple. This is what a basic, this is me creating a Google My Business page that has had nothing done to it other than that walkthrough that we just did there. So you can see it already is just telling me what I need to do, providing me as much information as I can. So you're going to want to add your hours. You're going to want to add your short name. You're going to add your description. You're going to add your logo. That'll probably bring you about 75% or so. Then you go into some of the more specific details of this, which can get a little. If you're the business owner, you'll know. Oftentimes, like I said, we manage, honestly, a few hundred different businesses on Google My Business, just as a kind of a feature to our support services. But a lot of the times people were like, can I do this? I'm like, you have access to it. You should be the one really taking the reins on this, because as much as I know about some of these businesses, you will always know more. Like, you as the business owner always know more about your business, and we will, So you complete your listing. Right now, this is something I would like to hit on. You're going to see this pop up all over the place. Is Google My Business right now has been a real hot button issue. Has had some issues with the COVID-19 pandemic right now, because people are, this is kind of bad, and I'll give you this information, put it in context. people are leaving a lot of bad reviews for businesses because of the pandemic right now. It sounds weird, but people are upset that places are closed. People are upset that their delivery didn't come in time. People are upset that their restaurant, it took 2 hours for their pizza to get delivered instead of the usual 30 minutes. So a lot of reviews are going up on Google My Business about COVID-19 for businesses that are not too great. But the other thing is a lot of businesses have kind of fallen by the wayside, where this is the hours, obviously, and this is posts. So a lot of businesses are not updating their hours with what their new hours are because of the crisis. And I mean, that is on the businesses, that's up to the business to do, is, hey, if you're going to be closed for the next, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you should probably let people know that. We just dealt with a business where, this is actually on a personal side of it. We ordered food, and Uber went over there to pick it up, and the place was closed. So, you have to update your hours, because there's a lot of places that are dependent on these hours, And then the posts are just let your customers know what's going on with your business, just maybe even just a, hey, we're still open, or, we're closed right now, but we're hoping to open soon. Check us out online, go here, go there. As I said before, you'll get, once we hit finish on here, it'll send it into pending. It'll take about 3 days. Honestly, I made this like yesterday or so, and I was hoping they didn't delete it, just because this is obviously so fake that they can delete your location if it's obviously like fake. I'm saying that for a blank location like this, they're not going to do that for a legitimate business. This is, I have no information in there. I'm using HTML Global's information for any of the contact stuff. So, but yeah, it's just in pending status right now. They've got some cool new features. They actually have, this is a service. It's pretty much a call service. It's an intelligent call service. So if you want to use this, we've been trying it out a little bit. It's kind of cool. They'll pick up for you and kind of walk you through some things. It's in they're offering a 14-day free trial with it. It's really just started, so people are just kind of messing around with it. It really hasn't taken the world by storm yet, but honestly, might want to get a heads up on it. If that's something you're interested in, if you want somebody to pick up calls for you at any time. Virtual tours. This is oh my gosh, this is actually, I'm pretty sure the chamber got a lot of contacts about this. Virtual tours is when somebody will come in with a high definition camera or a 3D camera and kind of do a tour of your location. They look great. You'll see, you often see them on maybe event spaces or possibly like restaurants and things like that. This got really weird though, because Google put out a, hey, you should get these virtual tours to everybody. Then they contacted a lot of Google partners in different locations to reach out to people to provide this service. So people were going around and kind of being like, hey, I do virtual tours. I'll come into your business and do this, walkthrough. And business owners were getting, unfortunately, business owners were getting told, you need to do this, as in they're going to shut down your Google My Business page if you don't get a virtual tour. No, they're not. It's just a nice feature. People were just kind of taking advantage of Google saying you should do this, So this, I don't even know. There was a week or two, maybe a year or so ago, where I would say we were getting about 10 to 15 people calling a day about somebody called me from Google and they said they need to do a virtual tour, and this, it's going to be, $1,500. Yeah. So just, that's it. Virtual tours are great. Shop around. That's all I'm saying. Here are posts. I like this because it'll do posts like yours. And they'll show you what good posts are for businesses that are like yours in your area. This really helps for local businesses, but also it kind of lets you, look at your competition a little bit, find out what they're posting about, maybe, try to beat them. So this is a fun one because you can kind of go through and be like, oh yes, there is an aerospace company near me, and this is what they're talking about. They're obviously talking about the coronavirus. Why am I not posting about the coronavirus? So yeah, just something to be aware of, and look through for when you could go to create your own post. So and honestly, as you can see, the format of this is just super Google, the UI is very friendly. So honestly, you just go to post when you want to create a post. Like I said, they've added this one, but there has been, they had to do it so quickly. They've had a lot of technical issues with it. And the updates aren't posting as fast as possible. So there's you'll see warnings all through Google My Business about, there has been problems with the COVID-19 update feature. Like I said before, add an offer, add an update, add an event, and add a product. You just need to click on one of these, fill out the relevant information, and go from there. So say we wanted to do something about the COVID-19, we could do what's new. So talk about what your business is doing while it's open. You could give a update about the COVID-19 crisis. And then the offer, we had half off for the next, month for A, B, and C service, and really just fill it out. And then I always suggest adding a time because oftentimes we get forgetful, and you don't want a offer running far beyond when it's supposed to, and you got somebody calling 6 months from now about getting half off of something that you're no longer offering. Info, like I said before, this is where we're just going to fill out all the info, and as I said, all the info is whatever. If you have that information, add it. Add the hours. Add your short name, just anything you can add, do it. Where I see people kind of, where they have problems, where they get lazy, is they'll add their hours and they'll just put closed, or they'll just put closed on Sunday when they're really, it's 9 to 2. They have special hours on Sunday, or Monday they're open, but they open at, they open at, let's say 10 on Monday versus every other day they open at 8. Just make sure that it's not even that it's the incorrect information, but they're just kind of, trying to just keep things looking all the same. Phone number, this URL, products. Sometimes I've seen people add products, special products. That's usually for, I've seen a lot for IT companies and things like that, where they want to really promote a single product. It's good because customers can pop on there, kind of look at that product and be like, oh, that is interesting. And at least you can get the conversation started. Highlights. This is something that I will pop over to the HTML global one. And this is almost like tagging, kind of like hashtags and things, where customers, or where you can tag your business in different ways so it'll pop up to customers. So I'm going to take you over to the HTML global one, and you can see how ours is set up. So you'll get a performance rating up here, and you'll see how many views you had. I think this is the last 30 days. This is the last 28 days. So views, searches, activity. So we get a lot of searches and activity on our page just because we're pretty active with it. Also, we just have a lot of things pointing we're very involved with Google and things like that. So we're just a pretty big digital presence. People Google our name just to get to our website, or Google our name just to get to the location. But as you can see, it's a nice little feature. Is wow, our people are not looking for our map views anymore. Makes sense. People aren't going to our location anymore. So we're coming up in plenty of searches. And what's interesting is they'll break it down. This is almost similar to what you will see in Google Analytics, where you'll see organic traffic, and they'll break it up between if they're finding your page by a search or by directly going to typing in the name of your business. So everybody's taken a hit. It's been going down little by little, just because people aren't searching for businesses to the extent that they were before. Usually they're contacting businesses directly. Yeah. And then activity, oddly enough, people have been viewing a lot of our photos. So and calling in just normally. So yeah, so this is just kind of what it looks like when it's filled out. Our latest post, we usually set a timer for our post, which is a feature that you can do again, just so things kind of, it posts and then it moves along. You don't want stuff that's been sitting there for too long, and it will kind of keep moving through. And then you have your reviews. I mean, we're going to go into more detail about the reviews in just a minute, but yeah, the reviews are the real thing a lot of people focus on. I would say, and actually we'll go back to the presentation, move along through the customer engagement. We'll actually go into, kind of went over edits, and then to add photos, let me just go into that. You literally just go to photos, and then it will ask you what you want to. This was kind of silly before, because you would come to this page and there would just be a plus sign. That's it. Now they have you choose your photo, and then you actually add it to a special or individual tab. So what I would say is to go in here and try to add one thing to each tab. I know this is hard sometimes, because like with videos, a lot of businesses don't have videos, or at least good videos. You might want to get somebody to do it professionally, but it all depends on your industry. For us in the IT industry, a customer isn't really going to look at a video of what we're doing. They're more interested in reviews and things, or photos of, who we are, what we're doing. At work might be good, the team. So just go in here, try to add something to each of the tab. And that's honestly the way they have Google My Business laid out. Is you really should just walk your way through it step by step. Click on the thing, fill it all out to the best of your abilities, go to the next thing. Fill out something, go to the next one, and just work your way through it step by step. I know it's kind of tedious and everything, but honestly, it will pay off. Even if you have a Google My Business listing already, I'm go through it maybe every month, every 6 months, and just make sure everything's right. Check out your insights, and then check out your reviews. Like I said, we'll go into reviews in just a moment. And we'll just make your way through all of this. So adding photos is super easy. I know we get a lot of questions on how. Just go to your dashboard, add a photo, click the plus sign. You can just add just a random photo, or you can go to one of these and add a photo to the individual tab to kind of specify what it's for. Do's and don'ts. This is where I want to go into some of the stuff about reviews. I get a lot of questions about this stuff, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, because honestly, Google My Business has changed, and the practices of how to market yourself online are always changing. And it gets a little confusing sometimes, because people have been told things, that they're applying to Google My Business in a way that really isn't relevant or even was never true. So first one is challenge any fake reviews. We see this all the time, and I'm actually just going to show you one real quick. So on the HTML reviews page, we have had, let me see here. Actually, we'll go here. Sort by the lowest rating. So we actually, oh, actually one's gone. Randomly, there's kind of been a issue with scammers where they will go to your Google My Business page, they will leave you a bad review, and then they will kind of try to blackmail you into saying, hey, if you want this review gone, I will remove it if you pay me. Or they'll go there, they'll leave a bad review, and then just so happens later on, they will follow up with hey, we saw that you don't have the best reviews on Google My Business. Maybe you should look into a digital marketing company like ours. And they're literally trying to sell their digital marketing services based on the bad review that they left. So yeah, not great, but challenge it. We actually get probably, I would say maybe 1 to 2 every month. And they pop in, and as soon as they pop in, one of us goes in there, and either if it's fake, you can click here and flag as inappropriate, and then it will continue. Show you what that. You can say what it is. This gets a little weird because people have been very upset with the choices here because there's no one for just like spam, just general, like this is spam, even though this is happening all the time. So what I would say is we usually go with conflict of interest. This is the one that we use, but also make sure like if it's relevant, if they're calling somebody out by name, if they're saying something inappropriate or something, check why it's inappropriate and then report it. And then they'll provide that to you. Unfortunately, sometimes, like with this review from 2018, this person this is what they do, and they have enough legitimacy that they cannot, we just honestly can't remove it unless Google does so. So it's one of those ones that's stuck. I'm sure in a year or so it'll be gone, but it's literally the only not 5-star review we have. So that's just, it's an unfortunate thing, but seriously challenge them. I think we'd be a 2.1 star business if we didn't challenge these on a regular basis. Ask for reviews. There was a time where people were saying, don't ask for reviews. Don't let them pretty much come naturally type of thing. Don't be calling, it leaves a bad taste in your customer's mouth if you're asking them for reviews all the time. And really, if a customer is satisfied with your services, usually they're happy to provide you a review, or if, just leave it up to them, where have an automated thing that goes off to ask for a review afterwards. We have a ticketing system, and every time a ticket is closed, it asks for a review. There's just no reason not to do it. If really a person is upset about you asking for a review, apologize and move on. Honestly, that's got to be a 1 in 1,000. I've actually never heard of a customer say that, or a business say that they asked somebody for a review and they received a poor response from the person, about that, like I didn't want to give it or anything. Just ask, just straight up, just ask. Keep your information up to date. Like I said before, I've seen business names incorrect, phone numbers change all the time. Maybe you were linking to a different page on your website, and that page is no longer there. So now the link is dead. Just keep your information up to date. And then confirm all your details are correct. Again, it's kind of in the same wheelhouse, but honestly, Those two are the biggest killers on Google My Business, is just not being engaged, not having the information on there, and then not confirming your details. This is the next one. Don't let your negative reviews go unanswered. Like I said, you can see the one that we have a negative review for. Respond to a person. They have actually it's been proven now that a bad review that's responded to well by the business is rated almost higher in people's minds than a good review, because a good review could mean anything, right? But if they see somebody that gave you a 3-star review and then you responded in a way that is very formal, nice, appreciative, that might be the reason somebody contacts you, is, hey, this person seems to be, on the level. They know how to handle themselves. So, yeah, talk to them. And honestly, a lot of the time when somebody leaves a negative review, you answer it. Later on, they'll go back and change it. They have the power to do that. So just, contact them about that negative review. And then here's the thing. When I say negative review, I mean anything that's not 5 stars. I'm not talking like 2-star, 1-star. A negative review is anything that's not 5 stars. So if you look through your reviews, you can reply to anybody that's not a 5-star review, hit them up. Now this is another one of those things where it's on there for a reason. Do not be rude to customers' reviews. It doesn't matter how silly the review may be. Sometimes people are just, they're just having a bad day. Do not be rude to them, because this is very public. People judge you and your business on your response. And, it's like a PR nightmare. People say something to a customer like, well, you shouldn't have come in if you weren't expecting. And it's just like, why would you, like, is that what you're saying to people? Like, do not say rude things to people online, especially when it's your name next to your business, and this is how you're interacting with customers. So don't be rude. And then this is one that sometimes I'm just like, please don't. How did this happen? Is do not give access to your business profile to just anyone. So, like I said, we have access to hundreds of people's profiles and everything like that. That makes sense because we're engaged. People know us. People often will get a phone call from, and I'm doing air quotes right now, but from Google. Google's not going to call you. We're a Google partner. We're a very well-established Google partner, and Google doesn't call us. Okay, like they're too big to be calling every little business that's out there. Google's not going to call you and say, "Hey, can you provide me your Google My Business listing information?" It's a scam. It just is. If they did call, if Google already has that information, why would they be calling you? So don't give that information out. It has become it's almost like, I've seen it with websites. I know a lot of places in Illinois have dealt with this in the last couple of years, is somebody taking their website and then holding that ransom. They take it over to a server over in Russia or something, and then they go, hey, for $10,000, you pay me, you get your website back. They do the same thing with the Google My Business. Like, hey, give me admin access and I will fix your Google My Business. Okay, now I have it, and you will pay me to get it back. And you're really stuck, because then you're trying to navigate with Google of, hey, I accidentally gave somebody my information to log in and take over my business. Yeah, just don't hand it out to just anybody. Honestly, I think that's one of the features that people tend to go with us for, is just the fact that they know who we are, and it's not like some marketing company that you don't know where they're located and things like that. Like, just, if we have access, you know who we are. That's the thing about that. So, this is kind of, I know this is another one that we get into a lot for the digital marketing aspect, but how to actually grow your business through Google My Business. So we talked about customer engagement, but the engagement kind of flows right into growing your business on here. So just having a Google My Business page is free advertising. You're going to come up on, on Google when somebody searches on maps or whatever. And a lot of businesses I've worked with in the past didn't see a reason to have a Google My Business listing. It's free. It's there, and it's honestly the first stop for a lot of people. I mean, anybody out there that has not used or has not clicked on somebody's Google My Business, I'd like to meet them. It doesn't matter where you're at. We work with countries across the country, internationally, and they have from South Africa to Ireland, they have Google My Business listings. It's everywhere, and people are gonna look you up. So it's just free advertising. It makes you look legitimate. It gives customers an idea of who you are, and that will, somebody who might not be new, or somebody who might be new to the area and everything, might just type in, nearest A, B, or C near me, and you pop up. You wouldn't pop up if you don't have a Google My Business listing. It's for, get reviews. Again, the reviews are just so important nowadays. Everybody's that's all. It's a merit system of, how many reviews does this customer have? I mean, often I'll look at a place. If one place has 15 reviews and another place has 25 reviews, I'm going to the one with 25 reviews. Just might not seem like much, but 10 reviews, that's the difference, So just those reviews are so important. Get them from happy customers, get them from all your customers, really. You know what I mean? Like, if they're most likely, people are going to leave you a good review if they're going to leave a review, or they're going to leave you a very bad review, and then you need to follow up anyways, right? Ask for the reviews, get the reviews, and then respond to the bad reviews in that order. Like I said there before, respond to anything less than a 5-star review. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge, one big takeaway from that. Just, it's a bad review if it's not a 5-star. That's all. It allows you to showcase photos, videos, and reviews, but whatever is appropriate to your industry. Now, all of them are important, but some are more important to one industry over another, right? If you're a videographer, videos are probably going to be more important. If you're a photographer, photos are going to be more important. Same thing with restaurants. If you're a restaurant, photos are incredibly important to your business. If you're, providing a said service, janitorial services, photos, a clean floor is a clean floor. They don't need photos for a janitorial service, right? Videos, not that important. But 200 great reviews about a janitorial service, that's the one people are going to go for, So again, it's kind of figuring out what of these photos, videos, or reviews are most important to your business. You should try to get all of them, get as many as you can, but figure out which one you really want to kind of hyper focus on. And that, that might take some figuring out. Honestly, what I always tell people is go to your competition, go to the competition that's on the NASDAQ, and check out what they promote more. Do they promote more photos versus videos, things like that? Just, honestly, check out your competition. They might give you an idea of what you should be trying to promote. Like I've said before, multiple times actually, is at a level of legitimacy. A lot of people, if you don't have a Google My Business page, just like and not having a website, they just don't take you serious, And then it allows customers to reach you. So there's not just reviews on Google My Business, but there's messaging. You can turn on messaging, and it's like a direct messaging instant messenger, and you can receive messages from customers almost like Yelp or anything like that. So They come in here and you get messages. It's pretty great. Honestly, I don't think many people use that feature. We get one every once in a while, but it's not that popular. People are more likely just to leave you a review. That's the way they see it, but it does give you the option. If somebody is curious about something, they can contact you in regards to it. So, any questions? Yeah, I know we covered a lot. I'm really happy we covered this topic. Like I said, we do the website and digital marketing presentations that have a 2 or 3 slides and about Google My Business, and it tends to be, it might be a 2-hour presentation, and the 2 slides about Google My Business tend to be an hour and a half of it. So Vicky is asking, what is a short name? So, look, some businesses have like the abbreviation. So Deerfield, Vandenbroek, the chamber and everything, DBR, just the short name would be DBR. It's just like and take your acronym, things like that. Sometimes when people use it, they'll use Bill, owner of HTML Global, like I think one of his big ideas was, ours is Hunt Technology Management Limited. Nobody says that whole thing out loud. Our short name is HTML, but that's also what we use everywhere. Next question. Okay, yeah. Amy, if you want to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, so I went to the Google My Listing, basically googlebusiness.com. And then it came up with a page that says the listing's already been claimed.
Okay.
Which is by my email. It's saying it's verified by one of my emails. So how do we actually go in and manage the page?
So you're going to need to find like the email address that the listing is associated with.
Okay, which is mine. I have that. Yeah.
Okay. So then you just have to honestly, if you're logged in, you can just go there and
on my email, in my Google, I should be able to go.
Yep. Yep. So let me go here. Go to Glenview and then manage this listing, and it should just take you over to the manage my listing from there. But you need to be logged in with the correct Google account that's set up for that.
Yeah. So if I'm on my email right now, right, then where do I go on that page? Like if I'm in my email, my Google email.
If you're in your email, I would just go to Google My Business itself. Just type in Google My Business.
Okay, that's what I had done, right? Okay. Google My Business thing.
Go here.
Wait a second. Let me get to see where. I don't know why I can't see you now. Hold on.
And then you just go to manage now, but you just got to make sure that you're signed into the right Google account that's associated with your business.
For some reason, I can't see you on my screen anymore. I see myself, my microphone. Can't see what you're showing.
You just need to go to googlemybusiness.com and then it'll come up with sign in, manage now. If you're already signed in, you just hit the manage now.
Okay.
And that'll take you over.
Okay. Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem. If you have any trouble, feel free to message me afterwards. I can help you out with that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Let's see. Next question, John. for having a phone number, can you use a phone number that's not numbers? I wouldn't, because it gets distributed to a whole bunch of different other platforms, and you have no idea if it's going to read that as a phone number. That's the problem I've seen with people trying to do stuff like that in other platforms. Honestly, I haven't actually ever seen anybody try to use a a name as a part of the phone number before for their Google My Business listing. I would just stick the numbers. Let me know if that answers your question, John. You can unmute yourself.
And that does it. Thank you very much. Yeah,
no problem.
Trying to put that in there. Sorry, I'm trying to.
No problem. My fear all the time is you don't know where this stuff gets distributed to. There's a lot of different, like I've seen. We actually have this system that distributes your information to GPS equipment, to all different types of mapping software and everything. And I've seen people try to do that where they enter in something that's not a number in the number field, and then people can't click on it. They might, as silly as it sounds, it might just not work for whatever platform they're using.
Yeah, no, I understand. Since we're so close to Wisconsin, we do a ton of work up in Milwaukee area. And a lot of times when they see an 847 number, they're like, no, I'm not doing work with a fib. So off we go.
Yeah, no, honestly, at that point, it might actually be even worth doing almost 2 listings sometimes. I've seen that happen, and you can just do a listing with a different number, with a Milwaukee number, if you have one.
Okay, perfect. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yep, sure thing. Next question is, I have a question about reviews. Do you want to unmute yourself and you can ask that question? Alyssa, do you want to ask your question? There we go.
Okay, there I am.
Yep.
I'm an interior designer, and I usually ask for reviews on Houzz. And the way I do it is I send them a link from Houzz, and then they respond, and it goes on Houzz. And I usually copy and paste that onto my website for my reviews page. So my question's 2 parts. 1, I don't know how to ask for a review on Google, and do I need to send them something? And also, I don't like to ask my clients to review me multiple places. I would rather just once. So is there a way that I can do that to not inconvenience them by having them go multiple places?
So there are, let me kind of break this down into a couple different things. So one, you have 2 options. This is what I would say for this. What we normally do is we pick a platform that we want to get some reviews on. So say this month we want to do Yelp. Let me use less from our standpoint and for some of our customers. We work with some venue service companies, which would be almost, I don't want to say similar to yours, but where they are on a whole bunch of different platforms in which they want reviews, right? They pick a platform, they get the reviews on that platform up, they switch to the next platform. They get the reviews on that one, they switch to the next one. And they literally have a marketing calendar of which review or which platform we're getting reviews for this month.
So they're only asking their clients to do it in one place, but then they rotate the place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's the easiest one, the way to do that. I know it's almost too simple, but honestly, that's the way that I would do it, just because it just allows you to kind of focus on like where you want those reviews, instead of, you're probably going to organically get them. And from there you can kind of, determine where you're going to get them. But also what you were saying about the reviews, let me go here. Reviews. You can actually from mobile you can share and get more reviews. And then on here, most of the time what I've seen is people literally just share their reviews page. And that will give you you can provide them the short name and things like that.
Share the reviews page from Google?
Yes. So go here, go here. And there you go. Share that profile. And that's what people can go to your like reviews page right from there. And that will provide you a shareable link.
Where does that share your business profile?
Yep. And that's under home on your dashboard.
No, but I mean, when you say share it, does that mean who can see it after you do that?
Whoever you send it to. That's a shareable link. So if you want to just post that somewhere, or if you want to include it at the bottom of an email or embed it somewhere, that's what most people will end up doing. So it'll take them over to your Google My Business page.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. That one's a little tricky because honestly, what I've seen most of the time is people will just embed that on like their website or something like that. And then, they'll have like 9 different things at the bottom of their website, like review us on Yelp, review us on Google, review us on this, and that's where people can go to, share or review the business.
And do people just know if you just say, can you review me on Google, or do you send them a link?
What I would honestly, depends on the customer. That's how I go. Normally, if we're doing most of our communication through email, if you have like an automation email system set up, I would definitely suggest your last email to literally be like, "Hey, great for working with you. We'd appreciate if you would leave a review." So that'd be just kind of the final note on your communication with them, is getting that review. And then also wherever on your website or wherever, just having a place for customers to leave a review, that would be great too.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, sure thing. We got here. Can I get a copy of the training? Yes, I will. When this is all done, we will be saving this training, and then I will send anybody that wants a copy. You can just contact us and we will send you a copy. Any other questions? All right. Vicki, do you want to take a minute? All right. I just want to thank Vicki and the DBR for giving us this chance to give this presentation and everything. Honestly, this is one of those ones that I definitely like giving because, we do a lot of digital marketing, IT services, but this one's very visible, and I think a lot of business get a lot of information out of it. It can be very helpful.
I'm here now. I unmuted myself. So
here we go.
Thank you so much for today. Thank you for all that HTML has done for our members in giving us technology trainings. And we're looking forward to some more from you guys. We just have to figure out what they are. And if you as a member or a non-member have a particular topic that you'd like HTML to talk about with us, please feel free to email us at info@dbrchamber.com, and we will make sure we get working on it. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, HTML.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity and everything to give this training. So if, like I said, we'll have the recording of this available to anybody that wants it. And if you have any more questions, please just let us know. All right. Thank you very much.